I think we need to have the conversation about fundamentally there is something wrong at Manchester United that's bigger than Amram. It's bigger than Amram. When we look at if we even look at what Manchester United was built on in terms of the academy and what Wayne Rooney said today, a lot of people weren't happy with it because they're like, why are you speaking out now about it? But he's speaking from an aspect of my kids are in that academy.
Mm-hmm.
He probably doesn't see a pathway into the first team or a suitable pathway into football at Manchester United for his young academy sons. And I don't blame him for saying that. And I think if we look at, Manchester United just as a whole, you got academy players getting poverty minutes, if you want to call it that. There's something wrong with Manchester United fundamentally, like from top to bottom. And Amram has hinted at that when he came in. Clearly, he saw it too. But that also doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't mean that Amram is not guilty in what he has done over the last 10, 11 or so months in terms of the football that we've played under Ruben Amram. It is very unfortunate. And in terms of the conversation about Barada and, should they sack him or why aren't they sacking him, etc., I see no qualms if Manchester United sacked him and then they said, okay, we got it wrong, but we're going to try and rectify it. I think it's worse if you wait in a couple of more months in the belief that things will get better. Nothing has been good over the course of nearly 12 months. So how can you believe suddenly an extra month or two things might get better? Because I think it'll be difficult to rally fans up. I think if Man United were to go and win 3 on the bounce, I still don't think a lot of fans will be able to get behind it. Because in my eyes, Manchester United aren't going to improve. You can get the results, but you're not going to improve the performances. They will probably be scrapped. We beat Chelsea, and this is why when we beat Chelsea, I wasn't confident in it going into the Brentford game, because we still didn't look that great, despite the fact that they were down to 10 men. We still didn't play them off the pitch.
100%.
We still did. Enzo Maresca made poor decisions tactically, and Ruben Amram didn't capitalize on that. People are sitting here and, even online and reducing Keith Andrews to being a set-piece coach. He did his homework on Ruben Amram, and Ruben Amram had no way to tackle that. That is a problem in itself. That is a problem. Yeah, Brentford lost a lot of their key players, but you have to understand that they, replaced them, brought in Otara. They had Thiago the season before that as well. But B, they had a manager that just did his homework. We played De Ligt and we played De Ligt and Maguire for aerial duels. That means Ruben Amram anticipated that Brentford were going to play like that, and yet they still bopped us off. At no point did I think Manchester United were going to get back into the game. So why is that the common denominator in every single game that Manchester United play? We beat Burnley. That was an impressive performance, in my opinion. We just about got away with that. Fulham, same thing. I think Arsenal might be the closest decent performance that we've seen this season, and Manchester United didn't win that game. So I think we should talk about Ruben Amram. I don't waste my time talking about Ruben Amram and what's gone wrong, because I know nothing's going to change, and the only thing that's going to change the situation is if Barada, Wilcox, etc. hold their hands up and say, we got this wrong. We're going to, because they are also at fault. Ruben Amram never wanted to come into the role so early on. He wanted, the job 7 months later in the summer. He wanted to see his time out at Sporting. They gave him an ultimatum, kind of forced his hand into the situation. But also his stubbornness is what's going to get him sacked. It's not Barada's decision making. It's not Wilcox's decision making. It's his stubbornness over the last 11 or 12 months, nearly 12 months, if you want to say that. We have to understand. Ineos have come in. They've been here for what, a year and a bit? Nearly, it'll be near enough to 2 years in January when they came in. And I don't expect them to fix everything immediately. I don't expect them to fix anything immediately. But there is something fundamentally wrong from the top to the bottom of Manchester United. And that one little bit of, I think, hope that we had, the young academy players that could prosper in this team, that has been taken away from us. So at this point, guys, I think you lot should just start watching the Ryder Cup, start watching golf, go watch NFL, go watch the NBA, go watch another sport, and just stop following football.